welcome to another sunny day on Dartmoor. The weather is absolutely amazing today. It's pretty wet, blustery and windy, so I don't know much hope out. Sunset is in about something like half an hour, something like that, but it's quite overcast. There is a bit of light coming through which you probably can't see, kind of down that way. I'd get out of the van and show you better, but I'm just going to get wet for longer, so going to get my coat on, make my way up to the tor. I've come to photograph a tree, a hornthorn tree up on a tor called King's Tor. It's by Princetown, which is probably why the weather's so bad, because it's always bad weather up by Princetown. It's quite cool because it's a hawthorn tree growing out of a tor, or kind of by a tor, so I should be able to get quite an image that kind of shows off Dartmoor and the landscape quite well. It's quite high up as well, so it's probably going to be really windy up there. Really bad weather, so I'm going to keep everything under cover as long as I can. Hopefully the rain will stop enough to get some moody shots. If not, I'm just going to have to kind of get the umbrella out without it kind of blowing away and trying to shelter the camera really. Yeah, get my gear on and I'll head up there and I'll see you in a minute. Right, hopefully you can hear me over the wind. I don't think it's too bad actually, it seems to have dropped a bit. There's a reason I'm up here today on Dartmoor, trying to take a picture of a tree, is because there's a group on Facebook called Landscape called Landscape Photographers on UK Facebook called Landscape Photographers on YouTube UK. This is my third attempt again, right? And there's a guy in there, the guy who started it's created a challenge every month to photograph a certain scene or kind of object or kind of main interest of the image. And this month it's been a lone tree, so there's quite a few cool trees on Dartmoor. I've just not really had a chance the last month to get up here. I've had a right nightmare with technology really. My laptop broke, number one. Luckily the hard drive was fine, so I've kept all my files, so that's good. I then lost my phone, which I do all my vlogging on. Luckily, most of my files were on a memory card, and I actually had the memory card out of it because I was copying files onto the computer anyway. So I got lucky there, but I tried putting that memory card into a tablet, an old tablet I've got, to try and access some stuff on it, and it corrupted the card. So all my files are on there and I couldn't get any of them off. It just totally corrupted it, so there was nothing on the card. Luckily I've used the data recovery software and I seem to have got all the files off, but they're not dated, they're just a random collection of files now, and they're going to be an absolute nightmare to do vlogs off. I've got about 6-7 days off from Switzerland still on the card, and I have a day when I went down to Plymouth last week. I was saying that last week, it would have been a few weeks ago now, and a few other bits and pieces here and there, but I should be able to save them. Just might be a bit of a nightmare kind of using them, so I'm going to make a vlog about that anyway. Just try and stop other people making the same mistake. Back up your data. I'm just going to get on with it now and walk out. I've still got to get up to the tor, and I've got about half an hour before sunset, so I've got to get up there and set up and see what we can get ready. Right, I'm up at the tor now. The tree's just around the corner. It's quite windy. I think the phone is relatively sheltered where I am now. So if you can't hear me, I'll put it up on the screen what I'm looking at. I've not actually been up to King's Tor before, like I said. I've been up to that tor over there. You can't really see it, yeah, just where my finger is. Which is Hessery Tor. Just behind that is the Radio Mouse. I'm saying that I'm lying to you, I can actually see the Radio Mouse appearing through the mist now. I'm not sure if you can see that. There you go, you can. Just about appearing. So it's more light down that way then. That there actually, if you can see it, you can hear me, that's an old quarry, that's Foggy Tor Quarry. Again, I've never actually been there, and there's some nice shots to have there I think, so that might be one for the future. There's this cool old railway here, you can just see the bridge. That's part of the Dartmoor Railway. Not more exclusive than that, to be honest. I don't know what it was actually called, but it goes across Dartmoor, so I'm going to call it the Dartmoor Railway. Obviously steam. There is somewhere along here as well, there's a building that has like an artillery gun or a tank in it that used to go down the railway, some kind of defence they had up here. But it's locked away, you can't see it, it's a little kind of bunker. Basically this is, like I say, King's Tor, and just down in the valley there is Merivale, where I've taken lots of pictures of before, and that tor up there is Great Stable Tor, which is like my favourite tor in Dartmoor, and I've been there so many times, and I've got a few images and I've got a vlog of it as well. So yeah, I'll link that now as a little plug. Go and watch that if you want. Yeah, so cool place. I've already seen the tree, and it's pretty big. I don't know, I'm going to fit it in the frame. It's yeah, it's pretty mammoth. So well, I might as well walk there now while I'm talking. I had a few ideas of trees I could get really. There's one which will appear now, which I was going to. I think I could go and do that one, but I've already vlogged that, and it's quite a cool tree, but it's not on Dartmoor, and this is the kind of place I like to come mainly really. Another one was one at Howell Lawn. Did plan on going there, but there's another guy in the group who did a vlog there, but that's not the reason I didn't go. I mean, I'm just being lazy because again I've already done a vlog of that, and the reason why I do these videos, apart from making millions of pounds of video from adverts and another £1 million from the images, is just to show you kind of places you can get to and explore. So I just kind of thought about it. I'm being lazy if I just keep going back to the same places. I know there is a tree up here, I've seen pictures in the past. I did try and get up here once, as I said earlier, but I got stuck in the bog and ran out of time, so I thought, go somewhere new, and then I get to explore it, and so do you, in a way, for a video. But you can get to see the area and the kind of what you can get up there. So just discovered you can't talk and vlog while you're in Dartmoor, because I've just walked into this dead end with these boulders. So I'll walk around and catch up with you when I'm by the tree. Right, I'm at the tree. Here it is. It's a bit of a beast. Like I said, it probably won't fit in. I think this is a tree anyway. There's a few around here, but this is the one. It's right by the tor. Pretty mammoth, as you can tell. It's got to be a hole. Well, I don't know, we're getting on twice my height. It's a big tree. So I'm going to try and get some angles with it. Because this is Devon, what will happen with this grey overcast skies, it'll go really like bright red, like really nice sunset, and it'll just generally clear up and be an amazing image. It always happens down here. If you've been down here, you'll know. The wind has dropped, so that's a sign it's going that way already. So I can actually take a picture of it now without it blowing all over the place. Bit better view of the quarry here, as you can see. So I've got to set up now, because I've probably got about 15 minutes till sunset. I want to get some long exposures. I'll probably be shooting with a few filters today to try and get the sky to come out moody. When it's like this, even if you look at it with your eyes, I mean, when you're looking on this, it's always going to look a bit kind of overcast, but even with your eyes overcast days, you can normally pull out more detail in post than your eyes can see. So by putting a filter on and using graduated filters in Photoshop, I should be able to make it quite a moody scene, so it shouldn't be too bad. We've got a bit of definition in the clouds now, especially this way. Yeah, I'll get set up and come back to you in a minute. Right, I'm not so keen on the tree actually. It's a bit difficult to get some decent compositions with it, but hopefully it's going to turn out alright. I'm doing some long exposures. I never have an app on the phone or use a cheat sheet or anything like that to work out the exposure times. I've got a 10-stop filter on there. I'm kind of going quite close to it at the moment, doing a landscape. I'll probably get a portrait, and I'll try getting a different angle down that way a bit. I don't think coming in from a long angle on a zoom is going to do it much good, to be honest, because there's not much sky in it. Then it's kind of blends into the tall behind it too much. So I'm going to go try and keep quite low when I'm shooting. How I work out is probably not the most efficient way, but if you ever lose your cheat sheet or your app doesn't work or something like that, all I do is how I work out my exposures is put it on aperture priority, put your ISO down to 50 on this one, or say it doesn't really matter actually. You'll get a warning on the camera. I'm shooting at f10. You get a warning on the camera telling you that you're on your maximum shutter speed of 30 seconds. As you can see, this one here flashing at you. Basically what that means is it can't go any longer than 30 seconds. The image is going to be too dark. So all I do then is I put the ISO up. So go to 100, still flashing. Go to 200, still flashing. 400, still flashing at me. 800, still flashing. 1600 is taking it down to 25 seconds. So I know that f10 is going to take 25 seconds at an ISO of 1600. What you want to probably try and do then is change your aperture or your exposure compensation to get it to 30. So I've gone up to f11, which isn't going to make any difference really. Now I've got 30 seconds, so I don't know if I half the ISO, because ISOs are standard. Every time you half it, it will half the light that the camera records. So simply if I go to 800, that is going to be 1 minute, 400, 2 minutes. Oh, I believe I pushed the shutter now. Yeah, 400, 2 minutes, 200 is 4 minutes, 800 is 8 minutes, and ISO 50 it will give me 16 minutes. So then all I do is I remember that, go into bulb mode, F11, ISO 50, put the shutter release on, the cable on, set it off for 16 minutes, and that will give you perfect exposure. It's just basically exactly the same massive vols as a cheat sheet. ISO is standardized on them, so it will work it out from that. I'm not going to do a 60-minute exposure because it's going to be crazy. The clouds are moving so quick anyway, it's just not going to come up that well. I'm aiming for about a minute, to be honest. So yeah, I'll get a few more images here, head around and see what else we can get really.